is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all another video for Sunday. I just wanted to talk about the Indiana Pacers real quick, just because they're another team that's going to benefit for having time off because of the coronavirus going into the playoffs. If the season is canceled and they're going straight to the playoffs, they have a team that just got Victor Oladipo back that honestly and truthfully, we all will admit wasn't the same. He wasn't the same athletically. His shot selection, he struggled to knock down shots consistently, even though it looked like he was not ready to come back. Having this break will allow him to get more healthier. I heard that they're going to not start the season, the playoffs right away. There's going to be some break and some scrimmages and some practices, and then they're going to be able to play. And I think that really helps Oladipo, and it makes the Indiana Pacers a lot more dangerous just because they have been dealing with nagging injuries throughout the whole entire NBA season. And I think that's something that even Naaman Millen and the rest of the team should be proud of, that they stuck together. They never got out of control. They never went on a big losing streak or bad month. They just figured out how to close and win games together. That's something that they even did last year. Even though they didn't have Oladipo, they didn't have their franchise closing player, they still found a way to stay in the playoff race. They still never fell off too drastically, and they figured out how to get games close, ugly, scratch, and claw. And at the end of the day, still find ways to get W's. And that's something that they have done all this year. No matter who's been out, who's been injured, the Indiana Pacers have continued to stay resilient. They have continued to pace on and just move forward. And I really want to see what this team is like when they're fully healthy and they're really learning each other, playing off of each other, understanding each other. It's just going to be a different team and a different environment, just a different look in general, seeing this team fully healthy and playing in, a tough series, just because when you look at the Indiana Pacers and where they at right now, it's kind of obvious that it's going to be tough for them to really advance, just because they have the record that they sit at the fifth spot. That means they play Miami, and then even if they do beat Miami, it's only going to get tougher from there. And then they still have to play either the Bucks or the Raptors, and that's going to be tough just to get to the Eastern Conference Finals and to the finals. So when I look at the Indiana Pacers at 39-26, they 7-3 in their last 10 games, and they haven't even been fully healthy. They haven't even been able to bring Oladipo back the right way, and they still find ways to win at a high level with less talent, beat up talent, and it's just remarkable how good they have been. The only problem is they was only tied with Philly at a 39-26 record, like I said before, and they had a chance to easily slip to 6. And they also had the opportunity, if they were to continue to play well, to move up to 4th and potentially even get the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference, which would have made their ride a lot easier. But if they're saying what they're saying and the season is over and the playoffs is going to just start, being a 5th seed with no home court advantage is going to be tough, because you're playing Miami, who really match up well with the Indiana Pacers offensively and defensively, and that's just going to be a tough series. But when you look at this roster, I personally feel like they're not missing much. When you got T.J. Warren, a guy that you can give the ball to, and he can get you a bucket against basically any switch, and he can knock down mid-range. He can play off the ball, knock down threes, and he's a guy that can also come off screens and knock down shots, making him a versatile forward that can really be, underrated. And a lot of people are starting to say that T.J. Warren has lived up to the hype going to Indiana, playing for a team that has something to play for, that's trying to win, and he's going to a new coach, a new system, and he found out and found the way how to be a productive player without stepping on anybody's toes. Even when Oladipo came back, he still found a way to be effective And that's impressive considering that they relied upon him so much this year, including Brogdon, who I'll talk about next, is his ability to be able to figure out how to win games, his maturity, his ability to, work hard and make sure everybody in the right spots and find ways to feed these guys and set them up for easy opportunities while still getting his. I wish he was a little bit more aggressive just because he'd be a tougher player to guard if everybody's watching out for him to score also. Sometimes he can be very, very passive and want his teammates to get theirs, and sometimes he forget that he can knock down the mid-range jumper. He can get to the paint, he can float. And Brogdon is a guy that could easily score any time that he wants to. He just doesn't have that mentality, which isn't a problem because he's just such a smart player and a smart playmaker that makes up for a lot of his flaws. But at the same time, if you have an opportunity to attack, if you have an opportunity to put the ball in the basket, why not do it a little bit more instead of hoping your teammate can score when you have a good chance of scoring yourself? It's not a big flaw, but I think that that's one of the big reasons why he isn't most improved player. He didn't make the All Star team. It's just because he started off aggressive and he just became more settled in and more comfortable, but he lacked that aggression. And I think that that's something that if he wants to get somewhere in Indiana or they need somebody to step up, he has the capabilities to do that. But will he do that? And I think that's a legitimate question. And then you look at Oladipo, not really being himself, a little rusty, jump shot not as good, not being able to really explode like he used to do just because he hasn't really been able to play against elite level competition until now. So his body has to get back used to his jump shot. He got to be more comfortable. Got to get his feel back. Got to be able to have the opportunities to do the things that he used to do. If you want him to do the things that he used to do, and then you look at Miles Turner, a guy that's very quick, a guy that has great speed for his size, being able to knock down the mid range, being able to get you a bucket time to time in isolation, being able to knock down that 3-point shot play in the pick and roll, anchor a decent defense with the Pacers, and he's a guy that's continuing to learn. Another guy that's a nice guy that doesn't really want to step on nobody's toes, but lacks that aggression to really punish teams and really just say, I want to attack and take care of my matchup, or I want to get this switch and just go out here and obliterate him. He has that Brogdon in him where he has the potential and ability to do it. He just chooses not to and plays team basketball, which can be detrimental in the playoffs when you need guys to be more aggressive in general, just because when you get open shots and opportunities, you want to feast on those things. And some of these guys on this team rather make the extra pass, rather make the extra move, and sometimes that can be hurtful because you probably have the best shot, you probably have a great opportunity, and you can pass it up for opportunity that can even lead to a turnover, another pass, which means the shot clock is going down, and now you're forcing up a tough bucket. And Miles Turner has that mentality where he can be a little too unselfish, and that can really burn and hurt his teammates. And then you look at the other guys on this team, it's just a great blend of role players that understand their job and understand what they're out on the court and what they should be doing. It's not too many terrible things about this Pacer team. I feel like they have overachieved record wise, and I feel like when you look at guys like Doug Thurman, who has become a 3-point specialist, you look at Domantas Sabonis becoming that hub for their offense and defense, being able to be respectable defensively, being able to get a guy that can operate in the post, that can knock down mid range, that's not scared to take threes, even though he's not out there to do that. That can be a great rebounder for his athleticism and his size. He finds a way to get the job done, and that's why he was an All Star. And I had him making the All Star team just because he was that fantastic. Every single game, he tried to find a way to help his teammates, whether it was scoring, whether it was passing, whether it was just going out there and trying to give whatever he has to do to win. That's what you want out of him. He's a championship caliber player. He just don't have the athleticism to be an elite level player, but he still is a solid, great fundamental player. And sometimes when you're at his position, you can give up reasons, you can give up tries, and to me, he has figured out a way to give his best abilities and his best skills, and he doesn't stop. He doesn't play around. he finds ways to be the most effective player on the court, even though he's probably the most less gifted, probably the guy that should be a sixth, seventh, or eighth guy on a good team. But he has found ways to benefit off his talent, use it to his best of his ability, and really help his teammates out, whether it's passing or setting them up, or even if it's taking advantage of his switches or his mismatches and just you know, destroying his opponent on the offensive end. But I love what Sabonis is about. I love what he has done for his career. I love the fact that they have found him a role. They have found a way to utilize him better than what OKC has done, and he has found a way to reward them not only with consistency and health, but being their best all-around player throughout this season. And with Brogdon and Oladipo back healthy, possibly, that can really give them a great defense up front. Miles Turner in the middle, and TJ Warren, who's not the greatest defender either, but he's solid, can help the perimeter defense. And with all these guys that can pass, shoot, and score and create their own shot, but also playing a pick and roll, it just makes this team even more dangerous. Having Oladipo back and healthy makes them a tough team to defend, makes them a tough team to guard, and makes them a tough team overall to beat, just because they have so many weapons and so many ways they can score and so many style of plays. They can even get up and down the court and still get easy opportunities. They can be a team that can really get a lot of steals and get out in transition, get easy buckets. They can take gambles, they can take risks because of Turner being in that paint. And they can also play slow and ugly just because, like I said, they got guys that can score in isolation. They have guys that can score in the pick and roll. And they have guys that can shoot on and off the ball and penetrate and put pressure on the defense while also being able to make passes as a playmaker to find ways to get easy opportunities, even for Turner to get mid-range and threes and lobs and alley-oops. And same thing with Domantas Sabonis, getting him easy opportunities and setting him up and really allowing him to get easy buckets where he don't have to work. So that is NBA ready. That is playoff ready offense and defense. It's just about, can they stay healthy? Can they figure out how to work together on the fly, since Oladipo missed majority of the season? And can they really get the best out of Oladipo and Brogdon, being guys that are the same size and can have certain type of similarities in their game, but they can also play well off each other? That's what we want to see. Can Warren, Brogdon and Victor really play off of each other while still having the same type of game that they have had throughout this season, but doing it together? And can the bigs continue to play well together, play off each other, and play, defense together at a high enough level to where they can be a legitimate threat of getting to the Eastern Conference Finals and having a chance to win the championship this season? Is a bunch of questions for this team. They haven't looked great when healthy, but they have more opportunities to get practice when the season is coming back, hopefully this year. And they have a long time to figure these things out. They have a long time to really get healthy and really find ways to execute and get this thing done. And that's what make them one of the most dangerous teams going into the playoffs if it does decide to happen. Just because their upside, their potential, their defensive potential, their ability to be more, difficult to guard offensively. And when you think about all that stuff, that makes them a dangerous team. But other than that, comment, like, subscribe, and share. If you like this video, check out my older videos. If you love this video, my older videos, subscribe. Other than that, Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis, I'm gone.